Welcome to this Know Your Rights session prepared by the Hello Neighbor team specifically for Afghan refugees and SIV holders. My name is Gina Godfrey. I'm the immigration attorney at Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor is an agency in Pittsburgh that supports immigrants and refugees. Our mission is to empower refugees and immigrants through community connections, ensuring their journey from arrival to belonging is guided by dignity, cultural sensitivity, and support. We provide immigration legal services to anyone, and our fees are low and set on a sliding scale. Some of the services we provide include green card applications, naturalization applications, family reunification, and marriage-based immigrant visa petitions. We're here to discuss your rights in the atmosphere of increased ICE enforcement. As a citizen, as a non-citizen, you have certain obligations. One of the most important obligations is to carry documentation of your immigration status with you at all times. Some of the best evidence of your immigration status will include your green card or the visa endorsement in your passport if you entered SIV. Other evidence might include a receipt for your green card application or an approval for the green card application or asylum, I-94 that records how you were admitted to the US, or a refugee travel document. Another obligation is to inform the Immigration Service if you move. If you change where you live, you must notify the Immigration Service within 10 days. And you can do this by submitting a Form AR11. This form is available on paper, or you can submit it through a USCIS online account. If you are a Hello Neighbor client, our office can help you with filing either the online or the paper form. In order to change the address through your USCIS account, you log in, look for the My Account, look for a menu option like Change Your Address or Update Your Address, and click that option to bring up the online address change form. Immigration and Custom Enforcement. ICE is a federal law enforcement agency under the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Its mission is to enforce the immigration laws, protect national security, and investigate illegal activities related to immigration, trade, and customs. The ICE ICE enforces immigration laws. They make arrests, remove individuals who violate immigration laws. They manage detention centers where immigrants may be held before deportation or other legal proceedings, and they conduct enforcement actions. They perform workplace raids and other actions to enforce immigration laws. The important things for immigrants are for you to understand your rights during any encounter with ICE. Be prepared with safety plans in case a family member is detained. Seek legal advice if you are at risk of enforcement actions. Protect yourself and your family. And prepare to ensure that you and your family understand your rights and the legal protections available to you. In the US, everyone has certain rights protected by the Constitution, whether they're a citizen or a non-citizen. The first one is you have the right to fair administration under the law, and you cannot be discriminated against based on national origin. You have the right to fair legal proceedings. This is called due process. You have the right to remain silent when questioned by immigration officers. And under the Fourth Amendment, you have a specific right to privacy. Your home or your belongings cannot be searched by immigration officials without a valid warrant, a valid judicial warrant. One essential tool is a Know Your Rights card. And here are some ways it can protect you. It allows you to stay silent. You can hand the card to ICE officers, and this will help you to assert that right and to remain calm. It articulates that you are asking for legal representation, so it helps to protect your right to speak with an attorney. By using the card, you can avoid saying things that could be used against you. Carrying the card can help you stay prepared and ensure your rights are respected in a stressful situation. Under the current administration, immigration policies may prioritize enforcement against anyone without legal status, even those with no criminal record. And this puts many immigrants at higher risk of deportation. Some of the groups who are potentially at higher risk now are people without lawful immigration status, such as people who have overstayed a visa or who enter the US by crossing a border or arriving by boat without inspection. People who have certain criminal convictions, even if they have a lawful immigration status, including green card holders, asylees, holders of valid visas, such as for school or work, TPS recipients, U or T visa holders, DACA beneficiaries, and those on parole. Additionally, people who are present in the US after being ordered removed are at a greater risk. The way to be prepared for advice, The way to be prepared for ICE enforcement actions is first, learn your rights. Knowledge is power. You have the right to remain silent, to refuse entry to your home without a valid judicial search warrant, and the right to request to speak with an attorney if you are detained. Carry a Know Your Rights card. Keep a Know Your Rights card and the contact information of your immigration attorney on you. You should never carry any false documents or, in certain cases, documents from your home country. Create a safety plan. Plan with your family to decide who will care for children and handle financial documents if someone is detained. Store all of your documents securely. Keep passports, birth certificates, and other critical documents in a safe, accessible location that is known to the folks who are going to help you. Seek legal advice. Consult an immigration attorney. Explore your options to adjust status or apply for immigration protections. If nonprofit organizations are not able to help you, ask them to provide a list of trusted immigration attorneys in your area. Build your community. Join faith-based or community organizations for support, resources, and a sense of belonging. Keep track of your case status. Check your USCIS case status at the USCIS website. You can visit the website, enter your receipt number, or use your online account if you have one. Make sure you know your alien registration number or your A number. Keep it accessible. It is crucial for tracking your case. If ICE comes to your home, stay calm. They can only enter your home with your permission or a valid judicial warrant signed by a judge. You do not have to open the door. Ask the ICE agents to show their ID and a valid judicial warrant through a window or to slip it under the door. ICE administrative warrants alone do not allow entry. If ICE lacks a valid judicial warrant, you have the right to say, "I do not give you permission to come inside. Please leave." You have the right to remain silent when asked about your immigration status. Again, use a Know Your Rights card. Hand officers the Know Your Rights card if you would like help asserting your rights. You can request to speak with an immigration lawyer. You have the right to refuse any signatures on documents without legal advice. And if you have an encounter with ICE, you can ask for the officer's name and badge number. To be a valid judicial search warrant, it must have been signed by a judge within 14 days. It needs to state the name of the person to be arrested and should have some description of the person to be arrested. Often this is the date of birth. It should provide the address of the location to be searched and describe the area to be searched. If officers enter your home without a judicial warrant, say, "I do not consent to you searching my home." If you are stopped by ICE in a public area, again, stay calm. Running or resisting can complicate your case. You can ask, "Am I free to go?" If the answer is yes, if you were stopped by ICE in a public area, again, stay calm. Running or resisting could complicate your case. You can say, "Am I free to go?" If the answer is yes, walk away. If the answer is no, you can ask, "Am I under arrest?" Use the Know Your Rights card to assert your rights to remain silent. You may need to state your name depending on state laws. Carrying false documents or foreign identification could be used against your case. Never, ever lie to law enforcement officers. You have the right to refuse to sign documents without first consulting an attorney. If you are searched and they have not presented a warrant, you have the right to say, "I do not consent to this search." If you are detained, you have the right to speak with an attorney. If you are stopped by ICE while you are in your car, you should safely pull over and turn off the vehicle. Place your hands on the steering wheel where officers can see them. You can communicate calmly. Why was I stopped? If you are the driver, you do need to provide your license, registration, and proof of insurance. Again, never provide false documents to law enforcement or lie. You should definitely not use false documents from your home country. You have the right to remain silent or hand over your Know Your Rights card. If the officers try to search your car, you have the right to say, I do not consent to this search. In some situations, officers can search without consent if they have probable cause. Passengers have the right to remain silent and refuse to provide identification by saying, I do not consent to providing my documents. If ICE comes to your workplace, again, the first and most important thing, stay calm and do not run. You still have the right to speak with an attorney and you have the right to remain silent. Make sure to memorize contact numbers for your attorney, your family, and possibly the consulate from your home country. Memorize the contact numbers for your attorney and family members. ICE agents still need a valid judicial warrant or consent from the employer to enter private areas of a business. Staff at your worksite should never hide or conceal any person or help them escape the premises. Law enforcement may consider such action to build charges against those people. If you witness an ICE raid, try to write down details immediately after the incident. Record only if it is safe to do so, and if not, take notes. Remain calm and quiet so the recording clearly captures key events for legal use. Gather witnesses' information that watch your encounter with ICE agents. Keep any text messages, emails, and voicemails received from ICE. Protect your device. ICE agents cannot legally seize your phone, again, without a valid judicial warrant. Secure your phone with a passcode lock instead of fingerprint or face recognition. If challenged, you have the right to say, I do not consent to you taking my phone. Capture law enforcement badges, uniforms, vehicles, license plates, weapons, agent conversations, and any property damage or surveillance tools with recording when possible. Verify locations by including landmarks, street signs, and buildings in the recordings for reference. If you are in jail or ICE detention, you have the right to remain silent or how you entered the U.S. You have the right to request a phone call to contact your family members or consulate. You have the right to request to speak with an attorney. Notify ICE agents if you are responsible for children and make sure you have the right to appropriate mental and physical health care while in detention. And you have the right of copies of any documents your attorney submit. To create a family safety plan, you first start by educating your family about their rights and first emergency safety plan. It will assist during emergencies. Get screened to determine eligibility for any other immigration status. Create an emergency contact list of people that can help you if you are detained by ICE. Establish a relationship with religious or community centers. Set aside funds for essential needs during detention. Be aware, bond amounts start at $1,500 or more, depending on your case. Prepare the essential documentation. You should create and securely store copies of essential documents of your immigration papers, like your work authorization card, petitions for additional benefits, receipt notices, IDs, passports, social security cards, and birth and marriage certificates. If you have any kind of criminal case, you want to make sure to have copies of that documentation and the contacts for your attorney. And you want copies of any documents relating to family health information, including lists of medications. Thank you very much for your time today. We want to make sure that you know the Hello Neighbor Legal Department is here to help you whenever possible.